So the Las Vegas Raiders are looking to trade up in the 2024 NFL Draft. But are the Raiders looking to trade up for their franchise quarterback? In this video, we're going to talk about 3 non-quarterback prospects that the Raiders can trade up for in this draft. So play that intro.
I didn't care as much about being respected as I cared from the standpoint of winning about being feared and being imitated. And then respect could come after that.
What is going on, everybody? What is going on? It is your boy Darian of the Nothing But Raider podcast, coming back to you with another video talking about some NFL draft news and some prospects that could possibly be a non-quarterback for the Las Vegas Raiders going into 2024 NFL draft. Now, this article is from justblogbaby.com, so I do want to shout them out, and I'm going to give my own opinions of these 3 prospects that are non-quarterbacks that the Las Vegas Raiders can actually trade up for in the first round. So let's get to this video, and I'm going to let you know what they say, give you my response, and let's get it. Now, the first non-QB prospect that the Las Vegas Raiders can trade up for in the 2024 NFL Draft, according to justblogbaby.com, and that is Notre Dame's right tackle Joe Alt. This offseason, the Raiders lost the starting right tackle Jermaine Illuminor to free agency as he landed with the New York Giants. Illuminor was a constant contributor for the Raiders across the last 2 seasons, so a plan must be put in place not only to replace him, but possibly replace him with a long-term solution at the position. When you look at this year's NFL draft class, the premier offensive tackles of the group is Notre Dame star Joe Alt. Alt has an interesting rise for the Fighting Irish, as he has seen as the last resort during his freshman year when the fellow freshman Blake Fisher went down with an injury and he started his career with Notre Dame as a tight end. Joe Alt is considered a once-in-a-generation talent at the position and would be well worth trading up for if the Raiders can find a way to move up for him, especially if the premier quarterbacks is go early this April. Alt would be the guy they can help build the starting offensive line around. Now, the second non-quarterback prospect that we could trade up for in this 2024 NFL Draft, according to justblogbaby.com, and that is tackle Olu Fashanu from Penn State. Like Joe Alt, Penn State Olu Fashanu is considered one of the best offensive tackles in this year's draft class and slanted to go in the top 10. He had a dominant career during his time with the Nittany Lions, and while the 2023 season was not his best, he has size and strength to dominate at the next level. Fashanu on the Raiders will fill a role they currently have at right tackle, especially if Thayer Munford Jr. is not the solution at the position. Munford played very well in his limited time this past season, filling in for Colton Miller when he went down with an injury, and it's clear his floor is at least to be a solid swing guard in the pros. Fashanu could end up falling to the Raiders at number 13, but if he is still available around pick number 10, Telesco has to make a decision on whether or not to move up. Many teams need help at the offensive tackle position going into this year's draft class, so the group should be in a high demand this April. And the third non-quarterback prospect that the Las Vegas Raiders could trade up for, according to justblogbaby.com, and they're talking about Quinyon Mitchell, cornerback from Toledo. With the Raiders adding Christian Wilkins to free agency and John Jenkins and Adam Butler returning, the defensive line looks like a dominant group. That leaves the linebacker in the secondary as a key target in the NFL draft. And the cornerback room certainly needs some upgrades in depth. The 2024 NFL Draft has a few first-round talents at the cornerback spot, including Alabama's Teron Arnold and Clemson Nate Wiggins. However, the best of the bunch could be University of Toledo star Quinyon Mitchell, who has wowed the scouts in this draft season, and he has seen a stock rise in a big way leading up to the draft. Jack Jones and Nate House returns as the starting cornerbacks this season, but another outside corner is going to be needed if the Raiders hope to continue to improve on the defensive side of the ball. Mitchell is someone who could come in and start right away in Las Vegas Raiders and enable Jacorian Bennett to continue to get used to the NFL game going into year 2. Now, here is my personal opinion on these 3 non-quarterbacks that the Raiders could trade up for in this draft. But again, I want to say shout out to justblogbaby.com for putting out this article, and I'm going to have to agree with some of this, but I'm not going to agree to all of it. Now, me personally, I still feel like we need to go get a quarterback in the draft. I know we signed Gardner Minshew. I know we got Christian Wilkinson on the defense side of the ball and Gardner Minshew as a quarterback that's going to compete with Aiden O'Connell, but I still think we need to go out and get a quarterback in this first round. Now, are these our first round worthy players? Absolutely. Do I agree with the 2 offensive linemen from Penn State and Notre Dame? Absolutely. So I think we should go Quinyon Mitchell? No, but he is a great cornerback. But at the end of the day, I still feel like a quarterback, a QB is really needed in this first round. If we go get Michael Penix at 13 or somebody there that's left at 13, that's a caliber player that could probably come in and compete with Gardner Minshew and Aiden O'Connell, I am fine with that. But if you go get Joe Alt and Alu Fashahu from Penn State and Notre Dame, I'll be comfortable with that as well, because if we go get a right tackle, we don't have one on the roster right now that's better than Jermaine Illuminor, and we don't know what it's going to look like for Thayer Mumford as well. So for me personally, I say go get the 2 offensive linemen if there's no quarterback there available. But if Michael Penix and other quarterbacks that's just as good as Michael Penix is there at 13, I say we should go get that quarterback, or a JJ McCarthy that's been talked about this whole all season. But Raider Nation, how do you feel about these 3 non-quarterback prospects that the Raiders could possibly trade up for, according to justblogbaby.com? Let me know what you think in the comments below, and make sure you comment, like, and subscribe to the channel. It's the Nothing But Raider podcast, and I will see you in the next live stream or in the next video. Peace.